Hey folks, it's Tommy Z here. I'm about to make myself a coffee and I wanted to make this spontaneous video to share a lesson with you I believe is going to help you out as much as it helped me. The lesson is about simplicity. Folks, I have realized that sometimes when I'm in an impulsive state and I'm browsing YouTube or Amazon or some kind of a vintage gear marketplace, I am instantly tempted to buy gear, to buy things. And I've noticed that some way my mind is able to trick me into rationalizing the need for more gear. It tricks me into thinking that once I buy this new piece of gear, technology, box with knobs, it's gonna make my life better. And I can tell you, after a number of purchases of additional gear that is now surrounding me in my studio, that my life has not significantly improved. My workflow has not significantly improved. The quality of my output has not significantly improved. In fact, all of the additional things that I have bought have taken me away from my core mission, my core activity, the core basic tools that I need to get the job done. And the biggest proof of this in my life is the fact that in the advertising world, I have about 2 days to turn around a fully polished track. And anytime I get a project, what do? I go back to the default tools that have proven to produce the results that I need quickly and effectively. I do not start turning on all these boxes, all these synthesizers, all these gadgets that I have bought thinking that they will somehow improve my workflow. And so, folks, if you're a hobbyist and you enjoy collecting gear and being surrounded by walls of gear, nothing wrong with that. If that brings you joy, go ahead and do this. But for me, as somebody who's striving to remain a professional musical craftsperson in our business, you have to be more prudent. You have to be wiser about the investments that you make into your studio. And the reality for me is I do not need 80% of the gear that I am surrounded by. In fact, I recently told my friends and my coworkers that as an experiment, I'm gonna sell absolutely everything. I'm gonna put everything on sale. And you know what? Most of the things, if they sell, it's not gonna hurt me. There's only a few precious items in my studio that are critical, that are go-to, and that I would be unwise in letting go. But most of this stuff can go. And the reason for this, and I want you to think about this as it relates to your life, is that every additional piece of equipment, of gear, in your studio, in your life in general, requires an additional investment of your time, of your attention, and of your energy. So as soon as this box arrives on your doorstep, you're already justifying you taking time to open it, you taking time to watch all these YouTube tutorials, you taking time to read the manual. Of course, you just made the investment. But the basic question is, did you even need this thing in the first place? Is it actually going to significantly enhance your work as a creative craftsperson? Is it going to make such a difference that it will raise your business, your creative output tenfold? And for the majority of the items that I have personally purchased, the answer is no. And so now I'm trying to train myself in order to not be hijacked by my impulsive state when I'm just scrolling through the YouTubes and the vintage gear marketplaces, and instead I'm trying to center and ground myself as somebody who is a prudent, thoughtful, creative craftsperson who prides himself on working on as minimal and as simple of a setup as possible and getting the maximum creative magic out of it. And if I can accomplish that, then imagine how profitable my business is going to be, because I'm basically not gonna need to buy anything in order to create magic from the tools that I have learned to use. Okay, time and time again, I have seen the best creators creating miracles with gear that was simple. A single box, a single sampler, a single piece of software, okay? No additional boxes needed. Don't fool yourself by thinking thinking, the more gear you have, the better of a creator it's going to make you. Pride yourself on being so frugal and so minimal with your output and returning so much value from the things that you have when you're creating your work that other people will laugh. They will be surprised when they see what you're actually creating music with. They'll be surprised. You're not surrounded by gear, but you have just mastered the few things that you have.
The next day.
So guys, it's the next day. I've had a chance to sleep on my rant from yesterday. I also talked to my wife, which is always a very wise thing to do whenever you're sorting out through life's problems. And she watched the video I recorded yesterday and she said to me this: you know, one of the best ways to avoid impulsive purchasing of gear for your studio is to basically tell your wife about everything you buy. And you know, it's funny, I cannot escape this because sometimes I do these like weekend shopping trips to somewhere in the city to go after a product that I've been researching on YouTube for a while. And my wife always knows when she hears the car keys and me going, "I'll be back in a bit," she knows that I'm probably driving to some music store and I'm about to make a gear purchase. And of course, I always come back with the tail under my legs and a box under my arm. And she's like, "How much?" And I'm always like, "Under 500, and it's gonna be very useful. I need it, it's critical to my process." And my wife just rolls her eyes because she knows that basically all I need to succeed with the work that I do is my laptop, my external hard drive. Anyway, tell your life partner about all the purchases that you're going to buy. That's a great way to have someone that you can be accountable to so that you don't empty your bank account on things you don't need. And the second thing I wanted to say is I'm still planning on selling almost everything in my studio, but I thought about it a bit and I realized that, you know, sometimes there are things like my Moog Sub 37 or my Prophet Rev 2 or my Teenage Engineering OP1 or my RME UCX sound card or my Meris Mercury 7 reverb pedal, Echo Brain pedal, Arturia Micro Freak, Electron Analog Rhythm MK2, Electron Digitac.
Stop it. Get some help.
That I simply like having them around, even if they're sometimes collecting dust. Every time I enter the studio and I look at them, they make me smile a little bit. They remind me, hey, are you gonna make use of me? Are you gonna create something beautiful with me? And for that reason, I think that, hey, maybe it's worth holding on to some of this gear. I don't know, I just went full circle. Maybe that is the formula. Maybe that is the method. Put everything on sale, and then when you get a call saying, hey, is that Digitac still for sale? That'll be the moment of truth. That's when you're gonna decide, hey, is it time to part with this or not? I hope this resonates with you folks. I'm Tommy Z. If you like this video, check this one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.